Dr. Cassidy and my colleagues for their leadership on this important issue. Of course, we all believe that access to education is key to the American dream, but not everybody needs to make the same choices. And what's happened, the system has been gamed, not necessarily to benefit the educational aspirations and achievement of a student, but rather to take advantage of the fact, as others have pointed out, that there are virtually unlimited amounts of money available to borrow to go to colleges and universities. And it's no coincidence as more money has become available and as the loans, the debts that students incur go up, that the tuition goes up. The colleges understand that very well. Again, we're not painting with a broad brush and saying everybody is guilty of gaming the system, but it certainly happens, and the consequences of it can be dire. First of all, we know the Biden administration has said the best way to deal with this is to cancel student loan debt. Well, you can't cancel a contract. And what they are suggesting, in essence, is transferring that liability to taxpayers. Again, not everybody decides to go to college, so why should they have to pay for your student loan debt if you did? If you decided to enter into a contract to repay that student loan and you don't do it, there should be consequences associated with it. There should be personal responsibility. But one of the things that is confusing about it is that there's so many different loan repayment systems. As a matter of fact, there are 9 different loan repayment systems. And what this bill would do in part would be to reduce that to 2, in other words, to simplify it. And it would also limit the ability to get federal loans to pay for deep degree programs that will not confer an education that will allow you to earn an income sufficient to repay that loan. In other words, this is something, again, that responsible colleges and universities do, but when you're a 17 or 18-year-old kid, you may not understand that all this debt you're incurring, that you're going to have to pay back sooner or later, and the course of studies that you're pursuing may not permit you to do that. So there needs to be a serious conversation between the schools and the students about practically how am I going to meet my responsibilities. So this bill will increase accountability and ensure student loans are paying for degrees that actually produce the higher income necessary for graduates to repay them, saving taxpayers nearly $50 billion. So I'm proud to join my colleagues in this important effort. This is a far superior way to deal with the problem of mounting student debt than what the Biden administration is doing, which undermines personal responsibility. There's no accountability for the colleges and universities that don't counsel their students about pursuing, not accumulating debt that will you won't be able to repay because you're not pursuing a degree that will allow you to get that sort of income. So kudos to Dr. Cassidy and his team and my colleagues for this legislation. This is a much better way, much more responsible, much more taxpayer-friendly way to deal with student debt than the Biden administration.
Lastly, I'll present Steve Daines's bill. If Grassley had required